Monday, August 28th, and it is week 2 of school. It is a foggy, kind of nasty, dark-looking day outside, so hopefully we'll have outside recess later. I thought I would show you my outfit of the day and then get started on my morning. So here is what I'm wearing. I have this army green kind of colored dress that's sleeveless, has like little cutout thingies here in the back. And then I've got this little sweater cardigan thing. This goes down to the top of my thigh, and it's from Maurice's. I've got these cute little sandals. And my jewelry is from Dress Barn. My ring is from Walmart. And I think that's everything. So I'm going to go get my computer going and start on my day. We worked on the letters M and C today, and here are the words they came up with. I was really impressed that they came up with microscope and clipboard. I also wanted to show you that I changed a few things on my board. So now for my date, I have pineapple things. I can put the date here, and I don't know what I was going to do with that one. I can't remember. And then my very important pineapple, when we start that next week, I'm going to be putting their name on the crown of the pineapple. And they started their jobs today, so they're very excited about that. And then I have a new whole brain teaching class rules thing here that I found on TpT. We also started with our math vocabulary. We talked about what a 10 frame is, what a digit is, and what a sum is, because we started our morning work today, and I think that's going to go very well. Most of them already kind of understand how to do it, and I will show you what the pages look like. This is the format every day. So I got this from Reagan Tunstall's TpT Store. It's the daily language and the daily math, and I just copied them front to back. So there's the language side and the math side. So every day they'll do 5 things that have to do with words or sounds, and then they'll do 5 things that have to do with math skills. And right now we're practicing writing our letters and getting our middle sounds, beginning sounds, sight words, and then writing our letters, putting that many numbers in a 10 frame and writing the number word and the number, using a number bond to do a number sentence, doing some simple addition, and finishing a pattern. So the students were supposed to bring in 2 folders. One of them is for their unfinished work, because sometimes we just don't work as quickly as we should, and we need a place to put the work that we didn't do. And also that's where I put students' papers if they missed a day, like this student is gone already on the 5th day of school. So hopefully he's okay, but when he comes back tomorrow, he'll need to make up that work that he missed. So I gave the students options. They have 3 different sections of their cubbies. As you can see, this is the one that's missing today. So the top I like reserved for their binder that they take home, and anything that goes home goes up here. And then the middle is for their backpack and their brag tag and their name tag. And the bottom is kind of like what would go in their desk if they had a desk, their extra supplies, their school box, their poetry journal, and any other things that we're going to keep at school. But I gave them a choice today. I said, you decide where the best place for you would be. So if you are not going to take it home, if you put it on the top shelf, then the top shelf might work for you. But if you think that when you're packing up, you might accidentally take home your leave at school folder, then don't put it there, because it will be really hard to not take it home. Excuse me. So most of them decided that they would like to keep it on the bottom shelf of their cubbies next to their school boxes, because they don't take those home either. So that would help them remember to not take it home. But I told them, I said, let's just try it the way you want to do it, the way that works for you. And if it becomes a problem, then we'll just fix it then. But I'm going to let you decide what works best for you, because you're the one that has to deal with the folder every day. So we'll see how that works. We also talked about following directions, and I read this cute little book. So I read this cute little book to them called Bug Dance, and it's one of the Math Start books. I have a jillion of these. I love them. They're written all by Stuart J. Murphy and illustrated by different people. But this is a book about directions, and they learn how to do a bug dance from the coach at their school. And we actually did the dance before we read the story. So it was a pretty good day today. I did not get a chance to vlog after school, even though I have no duty, because I had a billion things to do, and I'm leaving late as it is. I had to go grab testing folders for all the new kids that I have. Let me throw these down here so I can find them tomorrow. Oh, and then they go on the floor. I'll pick those up in a minute. And I don't know. I just had to run around and do all kinds of stuff, getting things organized for tomorrow. So I'm ready to go home. My daughter is out in the parking lot waiting for me in the car. So I will chat with you later. Good evening, friends. It is the end of Monday, my second week of school. I am not completely fried yet. Go figure. Probably because I haven't sat down yet. It is 6 o'clock. I've been home for about an hour and a half. We had to run to Walmart to grab a couple things. But I thought that I would show you another easy weeknight meal because, you know, we all need more ideas for those kind of things. Quick, easy, and not terribly expensive, and something that everyone will like. This is called skillet lasagna, and I actually got this recipe from Six Sister Stuff, and they have a website and a YouTube channel, and they have cookbooks, and they're all over Pinterest. So they have fabulous recipes that you can't go wrong. They have kids, they're real people, they make real food. So anyway, this is basically a lasagna that you cook on the stovetop, and it doesn't take very long. I'm thinking about 30 minutes. I've never made it before. It looked easy enough to make, and you can doctor it however you like lasagna. So for example, you know that I have quite the range of eaters in my family. My husband, pretty much a carnivore. My daughter, pretty much an herbivore. And me, I'm pretty much an omnivore. So that makes it difficult when you're making things. So you could put meat in this if you wanted. I'm not going to. We're going to have ricotta cheese, mozzarella cheese, and Parmesan in it, which is what the original recipe calls for. But it also calls for vegetables. It's an original skillet vegetable lasagna, but everybody knows by now my husband, not a big vegetable eater. Corn, potatoes, green beans. That's pretty much it. Every once in a while, sweet potatoes on a special occasion. So, skipping the veggies, but you are welcome to put all kinds of stuff in this. You could put hamburger in it. You could put ground turkey in it if you wanted to. You could put chicken in it. That would be really good. You could put zucchini. You could put, I don't know, just all kinds of vegetables. Peppers would be really good in it, and onions, which I think the original recipe had in it, which looked really, really good to me, and my daughter would have loved it, but my husband would have just been like, ugh. So, trying to make it to where everyone can eat the same meal and not have to have just the sides or whatever. And I'm not cooking 2 meals. Sorry. Homie ain't a restaurant. So, here are the ingredients you will need. Let me grab them. I've already put this in my skillet. So, you start with a large jar of spaghetti sauce. Now, I don't know how large. I'm just winging it. This is what I had. So this is a 24-ounce jar, which I'm kind of thinking is like a normal size. I don't know. It's the size I always buy. So we'll see how it turns out together. And if it doesn't turn out very well, I will let you know so you don't make the same mistakes I did. Anyway, this is a 24-ounce jar of the mushroom Prego spaghetti sauce. I have it in the bottom of my skillet. You can see right here. And you're just supposed to pour the spaghetti sauce into the bottom of your skillet and heat it through. Just warm it up. Who can't do that, right? Yeah. Then you need a package of lasagna noodles, just regular old lasagna noodles. I got the cheapy, great value Walmart brands. I'm not picky in our family. You will need 2 cups of ricotta cheese or cottage cheese. This actually, I think, ends up being not quite 2 cups of cheese, but it's close enough. It says the servings are a 1/4 cup, and there are 7 servings. So it's just shy of 2 cups. Close enough for me. We'll use the whole package. You also need 2 cups of shredded mozzarella. So we've got that in this package. This is 2 cups right here. And some shredded Parmesan, which I've got. This is the fresh shredded Parm. I think you could use the powdered, but I don't think it melts as well. But, you know, use what you have. So those are our ingredients. And once this is heated through, I will show you the next steps. Okay, so the next step after you heat the spaghetti sauce in the bottom of your skillet is to take your beautiful lasagna noodles and lay them on top of the sauce, like so. I'll lay them on top here, kind of overlapping them just a tad. Oh, let's break them. Oh, I hate to break noodles. Okay, there's that and that. That and that. Okay, I think that looks good. All right, then you simmer for 10 minutes. I'm not sure that's enough noodles. I don't know. It looks good. Like I said, I'm just kind of winging it. So maybe one more noodle for good measure. Snap that puppy. Slide these to the edge of the steel. Put that here. I don't know. Like I said, we're doing this together for the first time, so we'll see how it goes. It's so fun to try a new recipe on a video. All right, I'm gonna put the lid on. With our awesome skillet lasagna, we're going to have these New York real garlic breadsticks. You bake them at 425 for like 5 minutes and they're done. They're really good. And they're cheap. And they're super fast. So, and easy. I mean, you pop open a bag, you throw them on a pan, you bake them. Can't do much different than that to make it easy. You're gonna have a whole bunch of lasagna noodles left over when you're finished with this recipe. So I hope it turns out good so you can make more. All right. I do have a recipe for lasagna roll-ups, and those are super good too. So maybe I'll make those sometime and show you what you can do with the leftover lasagna noodles that you will have like I do. Alrighty, so now we're going to simmer for 10 minutes. Let me set the timer on my microwave for 10 minutes. Also with our lasagna, we're going to have leftover corn from the pork chops that I made last night. Yeah, last night. And I've also got a romaine salad, a bagged salad that I will eat. My husband will eat the corn. I'll eat the salad. My daughter, who knows? Depends on what mood she's in. I don't know. She's 16. Whatever. She'll probably eat it at 10 o'clock tonight. I don't know. She's got a very weird schedule. So she just eats when she's hungry. Kind of like a dog. Or a cat. So, yeah. So this is simmering, and once the timer goes off, I will show you the next step. All right, it's time to cheese this puppy up. But before I do, I want to show you this cute little bracelet that one of my little girls gave me today. So she came in the door and she said, look. And I went, oh, that is so cute. Is that a pineapple? And she's like, and she just kind of stood there. And I just kind of stood there and I went, cool. And she's like, and I said, is it for me? And she goes, like, oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. And of course I put it on immediately and wore it all day. And I'll probably need to wear it every single day of my life until I die, because it is so stinking cute and so stinking sweet of her to think of me and my pineapple world. So my cat is being obnoxious. Go. Anyway, I thought that was just adorbs. So there it is. Okay, back to cheese land. So we're taking the little plastic off the top of the, and you see that? Oh my goodness, it's very glary. Anyway, the ricotta cheese, took the top off. I need to take the lid off my simmery skillet stuff here and put this over here where I hopefully won't burn myself. We are going to spread the ricotta, or you can also use cottage cheese. I'm not sure if I mentioned that earlier, but you can. 2 cups-ish. Kind of glob it on there. Spread as the best you can, because I don't know about you, ricotta cheese doesn't spread that well. But anyway, I need to turn down my heat. It's smelling a little too hot. Okay. This seems kind of dry too, so we just maybe kind of blobbity-blobbing it on and calling it good. Kind of smushy smush as much as you can around on top of the nurdles and your sauce. Can you kind of see that? You see that my big sea of red sauce is kind of turning orangey because we're getting the cheese all around. I think just on the video that I saw when they were making this, they just kind of spread it the best they could. So you're just kind of, woo, it's alive. All right, it's bubbling. It's freaky looking, man. Okay, there we go. I want to cover up the nurdles. All right, there's that. That's fairly even-ish. Oh, wow. Once the ricotta cheese warms up a little bit, it spreads so much better. So have a little patience, people. Yeah, take my own advice. Now you want to take your 2 cups of mozzarella and sprinkle that all over the world, inside your skillet preferably. Boop. Or on the floor, which is what I just did. Whee. Okay, throw it on there, zip it around, kind of get the edges. I'm thinking cheese is not like salt. You don't need to throw it over your shoulder for luck. So I wonder what it means when you throw it on the floor. And if you're a dog person, you know that your dog will eat anything off the floor. But if you're a cat person, you know cats eat nothing basically off the floor. So that will stay there until I clean it up. All right, little ingrates. Now, take a shreddy Parmesan and give it a good glob on top here. Oh. That looks good. That piece not much. Okay. And a little bit more. Boop. Okay. That piece didn't look very good. Okay, now let's see what the directions read. Let it cook till melted, so we're just going to put the lid on. And I've got some fresh basil because that's apparently something my Pikachu cat does not like to eat. So that is over here. I don't know if you can see it over in the window. This. How about I just bring it to you? There we go. This is our big old lovely basil plant. It's doing fabulous. So we're going to garnish it because we're fancy tonight with the fresh basil leaves and soy. Except for that one that I just dropped on the floor. Wow. It's going to be interesting cleaning up tonight. I mean, finding all kinds of things on the floor. So let's put the lid on this dude. Still in the heat. Turn it up just a smidgy. Set the timer for 10 more minutes. And I will be back to show you the finished product. While we're waiting for wonderful things to happen with our lasagna, I thought that I would share that I just got this today. And if you watch Michelle from Pocketful of Primary, you will recognize this stuff. If you watched any of my videos recently, or any of them, period, you will probably notice a recurring theme that I don't get enough sleep. I'm constantly tired. And I don't sleep well. I don't stay asleep. I wake up in the middle of the night and I have a hard time going back to sleep once I've been awakened. So I'm hoping that this works for me. I've tried melatonin just like Michelle has, and it didn't work for me very well either. So I'm hoping that this powdery stuff helps, and it's natural, so it's just, you know, magnesium stuff. So it can't be bad for you. Everybody probably needs a little more magnesium in their life, maybe. I'm going to try this out tonight. I'm probably going to take it about 9:30 or so, and maybe like actually get into bed then and not like fall asleep on the couch and then have to wake up and schlep upstairs, which is what I normally do. So that doesn't help my sleeping any. Take a nap on the couch and then get up and have to get ready for bed and stuff. So I will let you know how this works for me. I don't know what the flavor's like. Michelle said she didn't like the flavor. The reviews I saw, some people liked it, some people didn't, just depends. But I think Michelle put it in juice, which I will probably try. Alrighty, timer has beeped. It is done. Let me turn the oven off. Beep. Okay, there it is. And we're going to have that with some breadsticks and the corn from last night. So I'll let you know what it tastes like. Well, it's pretty tasty. So if I were you, I would try this. I haven't tried my breadstick. I know it'll be good. And then I've got a salad with some Italian dressing. So bon appetit. See you next time. Good morning. It's Tuesday, August 29th, and I'm back at school. Very tired. Didn't sleep very well. I took that sleep powder, and I think it did help me fall asleep, but I didn't stay asleep. And I don't know if it's because I woke up and then the cat made noise, or if the cat made noise and woke me up. So I'm not sure. But very, very tired today. Only got about 4 hours of sleep. That doesn't work very well. Thankfully, it's a very short week because since it's Labor Day weekend, we have extra days off, and we've never done this in my district before since I've been here 10 years, but we have Friday off, so yay. So my family and I are going to take a little family vacation since we didn't really do anything over the summer. So we're going to take off Thursday night and head out and have some fun and come back Sunday and then have another day that we can just chill and I can do laundry and kind of get myself back together for school on Tuesday. So this is our second 4-day week. Next week will be our third 4-day week, and then after that we'll have 5-day weeks, and that will probably kill us all. But hopefully we'll be rested enough by then that it won't matter. I thought I would show you my outfit. Let me see if I can get a better angle here. So I've got this dress from Target, and it's like knee length. And I got this scarf from Old Navy, and it's just kind of twisted around on the back. The earrings are from Cato. The bracelet, the orange ones, are from Cato. The little yellow pineapple one is from one of my little friends. And my ring is from a website called Lotti, Dotties, and I'll try to link it below. You can order whatever ring style that you like, and then these little things are magnetic, so you can change the centers in and out. So they're really cool. I love to kind of match my clothes, you've probably noticed. So I got just various colors that I could put in and out of my rings. They also have necklaces, bracelets, earrings, maybe watches. I'm not really sure. I haven't looked at their site for a while because honestly don't need any more jewelry in my life. So I just kind of avoid things like that so it's not a temptation. I've got all my lamps on, but when I came in, I noticed this. Sadness. So I have my hot glue gun heating right now. So I will be gluing the little Velcro pieces back to the skirt. I guess it just got too heavy and just pulled down. But when I walked in, it was almost a little obscene, like a lady with her skirt down. So I'm going to fix that before the kids come. And that's going to be in about 8 minutes, so I better get cracking. Voila, that is so much better. And that went super fast. It took me like a minute. Literally, just go around and put a little glue all the way around the Velcro and stick it back to the fabric. So hopefully that'll hold up, and hopefully that's not a weekly chore for me to keep attaching the skirt to the table. The kids are very excited to get this table thing started. We start picking Terrific Kids at the end of next week. And so I have brought my tripod, and I think I might be putting my camera up and saying, hey, I'm going to be watching how we do in here so I can make sure that I spot all the great behavior, because sometimes I don't see all the great things you do. Yeah, I'll also be looking for the not so great behavior so I can address that as well, because I'm testing this week, and so, you know, my focus is split, and they know it, and they're taking advantage already. So we need to have a little talk about being respectful and kind. All right, I will talk with you later. It's been a busy morning. Wow, keeping these little critters moving along and trying to get stuff done. It's quite a deal at the beginning of the year. I always forget what it's like when they come back to first grade from kindergarten. It's like just overgrown kindergartners. They're not really first graders quite yet. They turn into them about halfway through the school year. About Christmas time, they come back and you're like, wow, you're awesome first graders. Right now, it's like, how do you write a B? I'm like, all right, you probably forgot how to do that. Let me show you again. So yeah, a lot of redoing, a lot of modeling, a lot of reminding, a lot of questioning. What should we be doing right now? Where should you be? Where should your hands be? Where should your body be? What were my directions? What's rule number 1? Follow directions quickly. What's rule number 2? Raise your hand for permission to speak. Yada, yada. All day long, which is why we're so exhausted at the end of the day. It is 10:40. I just took my lovely children to music class. We were a couple minutes late, yet again, because they have a very hard time getting their little line together and keeping it together. And I'm not going to let that continue every day. That cannot happen. So we always have to stop and fix it before we can move on. I did a lot of, oh, please go sit back on the rug. Let's try it again. I know you can do so much better than that because I've seen you. And I expect you to do it really, really great. I've also told them that they did a great job listening earlier, and so they can get some stars for the star jar. And I asked my teacher assistant, who's my leader this week, if he would please remind me after lunch that we need to get stars, and I know he will not let me forget because he remembers everything. So not a problem for that. I also wanted to show you one thing we did for math today. So let me show you the board. I took sentence strips and cut them in half lengthwise. Well, you'll see what I mean. So they're shorter. They're not as long as they were before. And on the side with the lines, they wrote their name. And on the other side, we made a number line from 0 to 20. Looking back on this, I would have them write their numbers first and then have them put the lines on because it was really hard for them to know how far apart to space their lines. I've never done this activity before, so I did it the way that the directions said and the thing I was using, and I went, oh, important note for next time, write the numbers first, then go back and put the lines, because it would be a lot better. Because some children write really big numbers and some children don't. So that was my bad. But I've learned from my mistake, and I will do it better next time. But they're going to keep these in their school boxes. I had them fold them in half, taco style. And so that will be a math tool that they will have until it is lost or broken or whatever. But that should work as long as they probably need to use that. Plus, they also have a number line on their name tag. But the name tags are very long, and so I have not even talked about taking them out and using them yet. I want them to be comfortable with the things they have already first before we add another thing to the mix. Because they're trying to keep everything in there all organized, and it's kind of hard because it's only the 6th day of school. Really, I don't even count Monday last week as the first day because it was eclipse day and it literally eclipsed everything. So really, this is kind of the 5th day of school. And honestly, this is like only the 2nd day that we've actually accomplished things off the lesson plan almost in a timely manner. So I'm getting there. And we're getting into more of a routine, which is good because after next week on the 11th, then we start having intervention time for 30 minutes, 35 minutes in the mornings. And so that'll take a huge chunk of this extra time out of my life. So I will pretty much be done with the letters by then. We'll just have a few left, and I'll just have to squeak them in however we can, because I don't want them to miss out on the last few letters. But they're really enjoying the sound boxes. They love naming the objects in there and telling me what letter it is. They enjoy coming up with words that begin with those sounds. They enjoy making their hats at the end of the day and taking them home and showing their families. We started morning work yesterday, and they've done pretty well with that after being shown one time. The problem that we're having, well, I wouldn't say it's really a problem. It's just getting back in the swing and just getting used to things and moving faster. We're taking quite a while to clean up. Some of us are kind of turtleish, a little sluggish, and it takes a lot of reminding from me to say, oh, remember, as soon as you hear that music, you got to start cleaning up, because when the song's over, you're supposed to be on the rug ready to listen. And they're like, oh. So, I'm wandering around kind of shoo-shooing people around, going zing-a-zing over there and get your stuff put away and come on down to the rug so you don't miss the next activity. So that's been kind of exhausting for me, honestly, having to kind of keep track of all the little people. Because by the end of the school year, all your kids know your routine. They know what you will put up with and what you will not put up with. And so they just kind of do what you ask them to do for the most part. Not every single kid every single time, but most of the time, the majority of the class does what they're supposed to do. And these kids are doing a great job. It's just all new to them, and they're still having to get it in their head. Oh, what am I supposed to do during this time? Oh, what am I supposed to do when she says this? Oh, I don't understand this activity. So I've done a lot lately with the thumbs up, thumb to the side, and thumb down for understanding and not understanding. And I got some new signs that I put on my wall, so I'll show you that. Had some of these signs up earlier, but these are just a little cuter, I thought, and they go with my colors. So I've been doing a lot of kind of like status of the class. Friends, if you're feeling really good about what we're doing and you totally understand what we're doing and you don't need any help, give me a thumbs up. And so then I have the kids do that. Then I say, if you're just a little confused, but you're doing pretty good, but you still might need a little help, give me a thumb to the side. So we do that. And then if you're totally lost and don't know what the heck is Stan, Mrs. Bond is talking about, then give me a thumbs down and I will come rescue you. So most of the kids have been in these two categories. Every once in a while we have a couple over here in confusement land. So I try to help them as much as I can, with also giving them the opportunity to try to problem solve on their own. Okay, we've already had a few situations where students were less than forthcoming with the truth about a situation. And I'm like, wow, that started early. It's only the 6th day of school. But, they always try to test you and see where they can go and how far they can go to that line before something happens. And so I'm very much a person that does not put up with dishonesty at all. And the really odd, ironic thing is that September's character trait is honesty. And we've been talking about that even. How you always should tell the truth. Even if it will get you in trouble, you'll get in less trouble if you're honest. So one thing that happened today was, magically, one of my girls had bright pink lipstick on her face, and she had no idea where it came from. It must have been flown down from the fairies, and they sneaked it on there when she wasn't looking and couldn't feel it. She came up to me and said, somebody put lipstick on me. And I went, who put lipstick on you? Well, I don't know. You don't, okay, what? Honestly, that's a new one for me. This is my 10th year in 1st grade. I did preschool before this. I have my own child who told me all kinds of stories, and I substituted for 2 years full time. And I also did Bible school, Sunday school, and music in the church. This is the first for me that somebody had magical lipstick appear on their lips. It's a mystery, friends, a mystery. So I said, okay, well, remember that our character trait is honesty, so we always want to be sure to tell the truth. So let's make sure we're always telling the truth, no matter what it is. And I just kind of let it go because I don't know how to talk about that. Magical lipstick is just beyond my comprehension. So I thought we'd have a little class discussion about honesty. I have a book on being honest that we're going to need to read today, apparently, because this is an issue 2 times now. So she chose to wipe the lipstick off without me saying anything. She came over and said, I wiped it off. And I said, thank you. That was a good choice. I appreciate that. And I just kind of let it go for now. The other issue came when I had my students lined up for music by the music room, and the music teacher was coming out to get them. And one of my students, the same one that had the magical lipstick, strangely enough, was desperately waving her hand. And I said, please put your hand down. Because the music teacher was talking to them about how they needed to walk in. And she needed to pay attention. So I walked over to her and I said, what's the matter? And she said, she has has an electronic device. And I went, who has an electronic device? And she pointed at a girl toward the back of the line. And I saw this bulge under her shirt. And I went, oh, okay, thanks. And so she just went on into class. And I asked the little girl, I said, do you have something? And I said, can I have what's in your pocket? And she just kind of looked at me like, I don't have anything in my pocket. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. I said, tell you what, come here. Come around the corner. The music room has 2 entrances to it, and we never use the back entrance. And so I just pulled her around. It's almost like a little tiny hallway. It's a doorway, a big, long corridor type doorway. So I pulled her around the corner where no one could see us and no one could hear us. And I said, do you have something on you? And she pulled it out, and it was like a Nintendo, I don't remember what they're called. My daughter had one when she was younger. It's one of those little handheld electronic devices, like a Game Boy type thing. And she had it in her hand, and I said, oh, honey, can I please put that in your backpack so it's safe? Because we're not supposed to bring those to school. And she goes, oh, I just brought it to have on the bus because I have nothing to do on the bus. And I said, I understand why you would want to bring that to school. However, we're not allowed to bring those to school because they can get broken or they can get lost. And it would make everybody sad if that happened. And so we need to leave it at home, please. Can I please sneak it back to the classroom when you go into music and no one will even know? And she's like, okay. I said, it'll be our secret. And she's like, okay. And so just to be silly, I kind of walked past her and I had it kind of on the side of me where no one can see it when I walked by. And I kind of went, and she just kind of giggled and she's like we have this special little secret now. Whatever. So I brought it to the classroom. I put it in her backpack with a little post-it note that said, this game is awesome. Please keep it safe at home, with a smiley face and then my name, because I don't know even if that note will get home with it. I don't know. She might think it's really super cool. Don't show it to mom, because I would like mom to know as well that we can't send those to school. And it's very, very likely that mom has no idea that it came to school. I will tell you, when my daughter, sorry, I thought I saw somebody at the door. When my daughter was in 1st grade, 2nd grade, and kindergarten even, there were things that magically appeared in her backpack at school, and who knows how they got in there. It's amazing. It's crazy. It's strange. Some little gnome must have put them in there. But she would sneak all kinds of little things into her backpack on the way to school. And I was not one of those moms that wasn't paying attention. But dang, those kids can be very sly. Like, you turn around for a second to blow your nose and poop, something jumps in the backpack and ends up at school. So yeah, I personally have had lots of little discussions with little girls about not bringing their treasures to school because we don't want to lose our treasures and be so sad. So I don't get angry about it. I don't get upset about it. And they're not doing it to be belligerent or naughty or whatever. These things are precious to them and they want to bring them in their backpacks. And so I've found makeup. I have found money, lots of money, like hundreds of dollars of money that scared the bejeebers out of me because I thought, holy crap, if your parents knew you had $300 in your backpack, they'd die. So those things I take to the office and say, can we please call mom and dad and have them come pick this money up? Because I do not feel comfortable sending Johnny home on the bus with $300 cash. I don't know if he was planning to score a car on the way home or get McDonald's for the class. I don't know what he was thinking with that, but I don't know. Kids just think, oh, I'd like to show this to my friends. I want to share it with my teacher. And they just don't think what it is and how it's not appropriate to bring it to school. So it really comes out of a place of love most of the time, or a place of sharing and kindness. But they don't think through what they're bringing to school. So then we have little discussions like I had with my friend earlier. The days in 1st grade are always interesting. No 2 days are the same. It's always an adventure every day, which is why I love it. And I love these kiddos. They're still very, very chatty. We're still working on the paying attention when Mrs. Bond asks for attention, because it's all about respect and being respectful to everyone so they can hear what's going on. I try to curb long amounts of talking, because I know when I hear someone talking for a long time, I kind of tune out too. So I try to give brief, to the point directions as much as humanly possible, but sometimes in the middle of a math lesson, you can't do that. So I'm trying to baby step them into listening for longer periods of time. And I'm also trying to get them to clean up quicker so we can move on with our lives and get more accomplished in a day. But that will come. That will come. They will get used to the routine. They will get used to working faster. They will get used to cleaning up faster. And it's going to be great. The wonderful thing is, none of these kids is mean, which I have a hard time handling a mean child. That just really hurts my heart. And it upsets me that they would want to hurt another person at all. So I don't have any mean children. I don't have any overtly dishonest children. I think they're just kind of not exactly sure how to deal with some of the situations. So we'll read our little book about honesty after lunch today and talk about it, have a big class discussion about honesty, because that's our character trait and that's what I'm looking for in my good citizen that I choose for September. So that'll give them something to think about. I can't remember where I was going to go with that thought. I haven't had any food yet today, and it's 11 o'clock, so I should probably eat a little something. We do have lunch at 11:30. I don't know if I want to wait till then, because I'm kind of fading fast, friends. I might need a little something to pick me up, because normally I've been eating like a breakfast sandwich or something in the mornings, and I just haven't felt like it lately. But I do need a little something to get me through the rest of the day. So I do have a couple things in my freezer that I could eat that I'd brought for breakfast and never heated, because I just didn't feel like I had the time to eat it. So I think I may do that. And I may run to the bathroom. Woo! That's a teacher bonus, going to the bathroom at least once a day. Yay. And then I think I'll be set for the afternoon. I don't have to run around like a crazy person, I hope. At lunch today, like I did yesterday, I have all my ducks in a row as far as I know. I've got a game plan. We'll see if they come along with me on this game plan. Sometimes they throw a little monkey wrench in the works, and I have to kind of finagle around it. But as teachers, you have to be flexible. You have to roll with it, and you have to just make a plan B all the way to Z sometimes and just make it work. So it's going to be fine. So I think I will grab something to eat. I will use the restroom, and then by then it'll probably be about time to pick them up to take them to lunch. And then I can just kind of chill out for a while and regroup my brain and get settled for the afternoon. In the afternoon, we're going to be doing reading, and I'm doing reading testing right now, Fontes and Pinnell leveled testing. So my goal is to get 3 students tested, which isn't taking that long because they're only reading a couple of books, an A level and a B level, most of them. And then after that, we need to do our STAR math testing on the iPads. That may be a nightmare and a half because I have to log every single child into their account. So that may not all happen today. We'll see. We'll just have to see. And while I'm doing the level testing, I may actually have a few of them working on that. I don't know. I kind of feel like I need to have I kind of feel like they need to have my full attention with the iPad situation. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I will let you know. And at the end of the day, if I look psycho, then you'll know it did not go well. I don't have really any expectations right now, so whatever happens, happens. We'll see how that goes. I'll chat with you later. I don't know if you could really see my outfit of the day earlier. I have not figured out exactly how to do this without another human helping me with it. So this dress is kind of like a t-shirt dress, and it goes to my knee. So it's just a stripy dress, and I've got this cute little scarf that I wrapped around, and it's been falling off part of the day, so I've had to fix it a little bit, but it's kind of got this little paisley pattern on it and this little like leaf pattern, which is kind of cute. I've been trying to not be so very matchy-matchy. I tend to be just like, if I'm wearing orange, everything's orange, but I'm trying to do like complementary colors, complementary patterns. My daughter is a big help with that because she's very artistic and has an artistic eye. Very good photographer, very good sketcher, that's the word. And she gets to take art this year, so she's very excited about that. I'm glad because last year was kind of rough for her. She didn't have a lot of happy at high school in her sophomore year, so I hope this year's much better. But I don't know if this is even a better view of my dress, but it's a t-shirt dress, basic t-shirt dress, and it zips up partway, about halfway down my back to the top. It's very comfortable. It's cotton. It's soft, and it's breathable, so it's not too hot. And we're about in the 80s right now, lower 80s with our temperature. Not too humid this week, so that's good. So our weekend should be super fun. Planning to head south and play a little bit with our family, so that will be good, and have some relaxing fun time. And I want to have all my crud done for school before I head out. Like, I need to get my lesson plans whipped out. My newsletter is already done for next week. Yay me. I want to have my materials together because we only have school through Thursday. Friday we're off, and then we're off Monday for Labor Day. And I want to have all that stuff done Thursday before I hit the road. That way it's all done. I don't have to think about it. And when I come back, I can just jump back into teaching. But I can just be Jennifer over the weekend, and I can be Mrs. Bond when I come back. So that's my goal. Whew, I am so happy to report at the end of the day that all of my kids finally finished their math assessment test on the iPad called the STAR assessment. I'm so glad because, wow, it took over an hour. Not kidding. Over an hour to get them all logged in, to get them to stay logged in, to get them to not be kicked off of their test and have to get logged back in. I think there were 2 children that I logged in 4 times. And of course it was, Miss Mom, Miss Mom, Miss Mom. Hang on. I will be there in a moment. Just take a few breaths. I will be there as soon as I can. But you know how they need help right then. So I just had to be like, please hang on a second. Let me help this person, and then I'll be with you. So, whew, so glad that's over for this quarter. Yay! Our district adopted Go Math 3 years ago now. This is our 3rd year with it. We were never given any formal training. And we've just kind of been winging it ever since. I've watched videos from like the Go Math people, but their children are perfect. And the lessons that I've tried to do, they don't go the same way as these professional people. So I'm going to do my Go Math like in a workshop model with guided math. So there'll be rotations that the children go to. So we'll have a whole group lesson, and we'll have different rotations that they go through every day, probably about 10 minutes for each rotation. So I think I can do 4 rotations with 20 children. That should work pretty well. Although I do want to keep it to where everyone has a partner. So I don't want to have any odd-numbered groups. So I'll probably have 3 groups of 4 and 1 group of 6. And probably the 6th group will be the higher children, because I will ability-base these groups so that it works. We'll see, though, because those groups are who I will pull for either intervention or enrichment. And so if I make it a mixed ability group, that would kind of defeat the purpose. The purpose of tailoring the group to their needs. And the groups may need to be fluid. They may need to change periodically to accommodate the needs of the individuals in the groups. So we'll just see how that goes. I think right now I'm planning on about 35 minutes, probably. I keep seeing shadows in my window thinking someone wants to come in. At this point, I think I've got it figured out to try to do it like I've always done it, but all with Go Math things. Sorry, that window is so very glary. There, that's a little better. So yeah, I'll have an iPad station where they will do the math on the spot video and the bird video. I don't know what those are called. The student online, whatever. So the math on the spot video is just like there's a man and a little puppet guy, and they work through a math problem together on this like interactive board thing on the screen. So it's pretty cool because it gives them problem solving skills and shows them kind of how to work through a problem and how to logically think about it. And then what we call the bird videos, the little flappy bird. If you're familiar with lower elementary Go Math, you know all about the bird videos. So that's another thing that they can do at the iPad station, and it goes through different things from the lesson that day. So it's like a double dose of the lesson. Then at the teacher table with me, they will be doing problem solving, because there's a problem solving little worksheet thingy that we can do together that has some skills on it. Also, a math journal component, which I've always done a math journal. An interactive math journal is what I'm used to doing, which is what this will be. They just won't have to cut and paste anything, probably. So this will be some kind of problem or something for them to problem solve and then write their thinking or draw their thinking in this notebook. And thankfully, most of them brought the notebooks they were supposed to bring. And I do have extras for the kids that didn't. So we'll start that next week after Labor Day. So that's that. It is 3:16 and I get to leave in half an hour. I'm so excited. I'm so tired. Always. But I don't know, it's only Tuesday and I'm just ready for the weekend. That's not really good. So I guess I'm going to check the STAR math reports and see how my children fell in the spectrum of low, medium, high, or maybe accelerated, I don't know. And we'll go from there.